What do you think you're doing?
Excuse me?
Stand right there. You look like you're sweating.
Well, it's hot.
Or you've been running.
Why would I be running?
Because you're a part of it. Pier 9, runners heading south.
I'm a tourist.
Tourists don't run. Droid assistance, please.
Wait, what is he?
He said hang.
Misunderstands.
Hang.
No, he means what?
Hang.
Tell him you mean what?
What's up, guys? It's Benny. In case you're wondering what America would look like under foreign occupation, look no further than Los Angeles right now, as roving gangs waving foreign flags burn Americans, American cars, and American buildings and businesses in the streets. This is what it looks like to be conquered right now. It's happening in some of the nicer neighborhoods of California. It's completely descended into chaos and madness. This is what a true insurrection looks like, but it's even worse because these people don't belong here. They came here as invaders. They're militant, military-aged males. They didn't build this country. They don't love this country. Their first act was to criminally invade, and now they are behaving like the parasites they are. They're burning this place to the ground. And we've told you that this was going to happen. We've warned about it for years. They're not looking for a better life. These people need to be deported now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very dangerous moment in American society. All of LA is burning. Feds mobilize the National Guard as riots over immigration raids wreak havoc in Los Angeles. Thank God the administration is doing something right now. And so let's begin. Where did this all start? There were ICE raids in LA, and that just descended into total and complete chaos and madness. There have been hundreds of federal agents who have been hurt and wounded. And it really makes you wonder, by the way, like, why is it when every single time there is a left-wing protest, giant stacks of cement bricks show up, just sitting in the street? Why is that? Really makes you wonder. This is outside of the ICE facility in LA, the ICE facility where the main protest was going on. Just happened to have power. Ladies and gentlemen, it is those protesters who are thankfully getting bricked right now by federal forces. Donald Trump mobilized the National Guard and Marines to come in and restore order in LA to take our country back, is what this is. It's actually taking our country back from foreign invaders. And you knew it was going to get militant. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. If you're riding in LA and you see a guy that looks like your childhood orthodontist wearing a flak jacket, immediately drop the brick and walk away. Just trust me on this one. Okay. Rioters in LA are smashing windows, torching streets, not for justice, not for peace, but to scream death to ICE and to defend illegal immigration. Many of them are illegals themselves. Domestic extremism and terrorism in America has had enough. That's right. Another loot drop. There you go. I voted for this, the reconquering of Los Angeles. LA is an American city built by American men, regardless of what the government of Mexico or Univision say. The foreign occupation ends this weekend. That's right. It needs to end. But you can see here, federal forces in the streets of Los Angeles getting pelted with bricks, getting hit with Molotov cocktails, which is what's going on here. They're setting fires to the streets. Not only are rioters waving foreign flags, they're burning American flags. We called this an invasion for many years. This is exactly what it is. The riots in LA are a direct result of Democrat leadership under Democrat reign. Nobody is held accountable for their actions. God bless and protect our law enforcement. Now, hear me out. I'm assembling a team for LA. And who misses the McCloskeys? What a time to be alive. The Nike store managers in LA. Oh, I'm so tired of this shit. LA Mayor Karen Bass today called for violence against ICE. Hey, DOJ, why don't you look into that? Live look at the owners of every LA Foot Locker seen in LA. Protect democracy, brand bricks. I think this is AI for sure. Why is the National Guard, possibly the U.S. Marines, being sent to LA? Because the LAPD considers lighting vehicles on fire, throwing rocks at ICE vehicles, and assaulting officers as peaceful. Los Angeles Police Department has called this a peaceful demonstration. They also did it.
So there's unrest. Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest generally dealt with by local law enforcement, and if there needs to be state support through state police, and sometimes even National Guard under a governor's authority. What is happening tonight is unprecedented. So there's unrest. Let's start with there's protest, lawful protest, which is allowed in this country. There is some unrest.
There's some unrest. That's right. Just some. Bookstore owners in LA right now. President Trump just authorized 2,000 National Guardsmen to go to the Los Angeles. Anti-ICE rioters attacked ICE agents and obstructed ICE operations. Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom are responsible for this lawlessness. And the LA City Council members, oh my God, are now calling for escalations in the attack on ICE. Thousands march in LA against a blitz of ICE, ICE raids. Notice no American flags, only foreign flags being flown. This is why when I say parasitic, this is what I mean, parasitic. They're not. They're meant to attack the host body. They're not here to build this country up. They're here to destroy this country. That's their intended purpose. If you're seeing in LA right now, the reason the communists take every opportunity to disarm you, they dream of a day when they can send animals to your door and hurt you. Your guns are the only thing that will stop them from doing this. That's right, the Second Amendment. This is what they're calling mostly peaceful in Los Angeles. Newsom is mad that Trump is trying to deploy the National Guard. He says everything in LA is under control. Meanwhile, this is what LA looks like. There you go. Here's your America under Democrat reign and rule. These people, by the way, are completely demonic. Nora Torres, Democrat from a congresswoman from Los Angeles, says, ICE, get the F out of LA. Look at this face. Look at the face. Demon energy, man. Waymo self-driving cars vandalize ICE riots. Mayor Karen Bass has been promoting this all week. Karen Bass has a long history of promoting violence and riots. Remember, she was in Africa when her entire city burnt to the ground. Deploy them and deport them all. This is an example right now. LA needs to be made example of brute force, the whole 9 yards. Tear gas, shut it down. Trump needs to do to LA what we wanted him to do to large cities during the George Floyd riots. If he can show strength here, it will be an iconic moment and will send political shockwaves to the country. Well, we have look at this, not a single American flag. If you love Mexico so much, why are you living in America? It's a really great question. I would never dare go to another country, go live there and wave my flag. And then, of course, attack their agents, attack their government. What an insane thing to do. What have we allowed to happen in this country? This is the definition of an invasion. We need the military. Illegals have taken over the streets of Los Angeles and are waving foreign flags. Well, ladies and gentlemen, help is on the way. The cavalry is here. Thank God. The Trump administration is not going to be taking this. Leftists are organizing and funding LA riots. They funded and organized previous riots. Feds should investigate everybody, big and small, who played a role in this. Yeah, all the bricks in the streets. Federal sources ID some of the criminal alien targets for the operation. So this is who they were rioting over. This is who they're rioting over. Gang members, convicted sex offenders, violent gun offenders, and drug offenders. These are the people who were arrested and deported. This is why the streets of LA look like this. Because of child predators. Because the left is fighting in an insurrection against our country to protect child predators from being deported. Demon energy, demon movement. The National Guard has been deployed to LA. President Trump is not messing around. Border Patrol Black Hawk in LA streets. Get ready for a major battle. Well, that major battle, ladies and gentlemen, is officially here. And again, here's a good example of just giant bricks being thrown at federal officers. This is what they call mostly peaceful. Look at this. Look at this footage. It's the mostly peaceful footage here. This is what Gavin Newsom says is under control. Look at this. They are under control. A message to the LA rioters: you will not stop or slow us down. We will continue to enforce the law, and if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Mike Ben's going into how Karen Bass is a trained Marxist by the CIA. She traveled to Cuba many times, and that she's the person in charge of LA right now. Her specialty actually is inciting riots. Here you go. More mostly peaceful scenes out of Los Angeles right now. Mostly peaceful. Well, again, the Trump administration is having none of it. Here's footage from last night at the ICE facility when the National Guard showed up. Whoa. I don't know exactly what was going on there. I don't know what they were. I assume it's just like rubber bullets, right? Maybe stunners. I'm not sure. But they effed around and found out here. If Governor Gavin Newsom of California and Mayor Karen Bass of Los Angeles don't do their jobs, everybody knows they can't, and the federal government will step in and solve the problem. Rioters and looters be damned. Tom Homan up on TV saying, listen, you will be prosecuted if you're destroying property or placing a hand on federal agents. Carolyn Levitt, left-wing radicals waving floor and flags and viciously attacking ICE and Border Patrol agents obstructing federal law enforcement activities in Los Angeles. Democrats refuse to condemn this despicable action. In fact, they're fomenting it. President Trump will uphold the law and order and continue to remove all dangerous invaders. Mob violence will be quelled. This is it. This is your mostly peaceful Los Angeles. Remember, this is where they're going to host the Olympics, right? Yeah, this is where they're going to host the Olympics and the World Cup in like a few years. Yeah. Be careful. Watch out. So let's go ahead and it doesn't matter if you're a judge, a member of Congress, or a protester in Los Angeles. If you obstruct, assault law enforcement officer, the Department of Justice will prosecute you. We will take back America, says Stephen Miller. We will take back America. I think after the Trump administration, we've seen what happens when the country descends into absolute madness. This is what they tried to do during COVID and the unrest in that time. And I think that the Trump administration remembers this bitterly, and they're not going to let it happen this time. Pray for LA, pray for the federal agents in LA, deport all of the invaders, ladies and gentlemen, take our country back.